Okay, I am in Madison, Wisconsin, and this is Noah and his wife Julie. And your last name is?
Shabilsky.
Shabilsky, Polish name.
Yep.
Okay, and this is the Nook.
Yep.
Nook, N-O-O-K.
Yep.
So I have been coming to Wisconsin since I found Terry almost 10 years ago. And I don't know how many years I've been walking by and seen your place here and seen these tables full of people eating and smiling and drinking and having a good time. And I've often thought, gosh, I need to pop in here. So here we are. So tell me about about Nook. How long have you been here?
So we've been open just over 5 years. So 5 years as of November. And physically we've owned the space for like 16 years, but the restaurant's only been open for the 5.
Okay.
We bought this when it was like bad housing market. Cook could afford some real estate, and so this is what our salaries could buy, and with the idea of eventually turning it into what is our little restaurant. So.
Was it empty prior to Nook?
Yeah, so there was a developer that kind of broke up the building as commercial condos.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like Terry, the barber next door, he's got his shop. He actually owns next door too, where Debbie's at, and then there's 2 condos upstairs. So.
And do you also live on the premises?
Nope. We live a couple miles away over on the east side of Madison.
Okay, but your son Bruce is downstairs, so you've got, okay, all right. So tell me about, what's your square foot, what's your footprint here?
Julie?
Do you know?
It's about a little over 600 square feet on each floor.
Okay,
On each floor, yeah.
so
they
it's,
count basement, so it's,
okay, so it's long and narrow.
yep.
Yeah.
So tell me about Nook. Whose idea, what inspired, let's start with what Nook is.
We are a tasting menu restaurant with 12 seats. We do 1 seating Wednesday through Saturday. People come in, 6:30 we start the meal. It's 13 courses. Beverages can be paired or they can be a la carte. The idea is people just kind of come in, have a great time, eat great food. That's kind of it.
Now, one of the things that I understood from talking to somebody on the street is it's not necessarily a family of 12 coming in. It's a couple, a group or whatever. So there's 12 people getting to taste the food and get to know each other.
Yeah, it could be 12 single people or it could be a family of 12. It just kind of depends on, when reservations are made, what the mix ends up being. So if somebody gets a full 12 top, then it's their table. If 2 people want to come in and then another 2 people want to come in and then 4 people want to come in, it's just kind of how
I love it. So when I walk by, everyone's like laughing and smiling. You could tell they're just having such a great time. So what inspired this?
So we've been in the restaurant world for a long time. So it's always been how are we going to be us eventually, like in this industry? Because like you can't be a cook forever, and you most of the time when you're running a restaurant, it's just painful and heartache, and it's a lot for not a lot of like reward. And we really love cooking and we really love making people happy, and the way to do that would be to just own our own thing and do what we want to do, and keep it the feeling we want it to feel. Like we go to so many tasting restaurants and we just like it's very like dry. It's like or it's not dry, but it's like it feels intimidating. It feels like you need to act a certain way, and we hate that. We want to wear sweatpants, we want to wear sweatshirts and t-shirts. Like we want to just eat great food and be coursed out with amazing stuff, but we just want to be still who we are. So that's just kind of what we made. It's a place where like hopefully people are walking away with being like, wow, I had really elevated food, but like, man, I had a really good time. I was really comfortable doing it.
So who's coming in? Are you getting locals, visitors? Are you getting repeat people, families, singles, couples?
It's everything.
It's everything.
We definitely have some regulars that are all amazing people. We have some families that do come in. We've had, I don't know how many kids have been in here. But they're almost regulars now too. We get people from UW, we get people from the Epic, we get like young couples, we get older couples, we get.
Do you get tourists that come in the?
People that'll be like.
People come from Chicagoland.
Yeah, Chicago, Iowa. Like we're not like necessarily pulling anybody from like New York City or LA, like Hal Madison doesn't even know we exist most of the time. So,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely get a lot of Chicago people for sure. But yeah, I mean, kind of all over.
okay.
Yeah.
And are you always full?
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
always,
there's an occasion where somebody calls us like an hour before service and they're like, we're not feeling well, and then
yeah,
those two seats are empty. But
Okay.
from a reservation standpoint, yeah, we're booked.
okay. And your menu. So let me back up for a sec. So you both individually, before you met, you were in the food
Yep.
industry?
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about that, Noah and Julie both?
Julie.
So we met in Chicago, working at Everest. And then, year after I moved there, you were there for a couple of years. We moved up here with the goal
Oh,
in mind to
okay.
open this place.
So were you chefs or?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started working at Harvest when we first moved here. And then we just kind of been working jobs here and there that just paid well and had good hours, so we could do this on the side and build it up and make it to what it is today.
So what do you guys like about, so I'm someone who doesn't really care to cook. What is it about preparing, and so you're preparing, not just preparing good food for your family, for other people. What is the joy there?
I mean, food is delicious. I mean, clearly we both enjoy food. Yeah, I mean, it's a way that we can make what we know how to make, kind of put our art out there in a certain sense.
Sure.
And, and again, and it's something that there's no monotony to it. We don't I don't know, there's so many restaurants, it's you gotta follow a recipe over and over and over again. That's just not how we do anything here. It's just,
Okay.
we just make stuff that we think is gonna be delicious and then share it. I don't know, it's almost more it's like an old, one of our old chef de cuisines, he grew up in Sauce, and his family owned a little inn, in the countryside. And it was, people would just walk in, they'd stay at the inn, and this is what's for dinner, and it's
Sure.
hey, let's have a good time, welcome to our home, that's what this is. We just want people to, again, we want to be happy making food, we want to make people happy eating food.
Yeah, I love it.
It's such a simple goal.
And you have a liquor license, Steve?
We do wine and beer.
You do
we
wine
don't
and
have
beer,
a
okay.
full liquor license.
And so, when people are signing up, they're signing up online or phoning. Is there, are they signing up for a particular menu, or are they showing up and then they know what they're eating?
No, they're just getting surprised. The menu is
Okay.
what the menu is, and
Okay,
we do some dietary restrictions.
Sure.
We've had to get rid of no dairy diet just because we just don't have time in our lives to make 13 courses and then make another
Right.
13 courses
Right.
for one person. So we do limit that somewhat. But I mean, if you're a vegetarian, we do vegetarian.
Yeah.
If you're a pescatarian, we do that.
so can you share 13, so can you share, can you walk me through a 13 course that you've done or are going to be doing?
I mean, so this week we start off. So we're gonna do what's elote, which is Mexican street corn, but kind of in an aerated cornstarch puff form.
Oh.
So it kind of just it's dusted with all those flavors and it just kind of melts away in your mouth. Then we do we have a scallop dish with cucamelon kimchi. We get these cucamelons from she's a farmer that sells at the Tuesday Farmers Market, small potato farm. She's the only person we know that grows these. We love them. They're
And what are they?
They look like tiny little watermelons, but they're a type of cucumber.
Oh,
So they just kind of in the kimchi form, they just kind of explode with this flavor. So we do that. Then we have a soup, which right now is olive based. Then we have a salad, which we're actually switching to a turnip Caesar salad. Then we have a risotto on that's very carbonara based. Then we have, what's after that? We're doing langoustines with raspberries that we had saved from this last summer. We have snails with a black garlic sauce and watercress.
Yeah.
And we're doing beef. It's got kind of a Cajun crust on it with collard greens, cream corn, which again we kind of save. We like to take the summer and push it in the winter if we can. And a dulce gorgonzola that we get from Bella Giosi with their up in Denmark, Wisconsin. Then we have I guess it's not really a cheese course, but it is. But it's a warm tea version of a caprese salad with tomatoes that we preserved from the summer. Then there is a watercolor dish that we're doing right now that's actually based on our boy who does a lot of artwork here. So we have all these different like powders of like fruits and teas, and then we serve it with like a little dish of coconut water and a paintbrush, and people can kind of like
Oh, no kidding.
paint, yeah, and a little sponge cake to stop it all up at the end. That's been like, it's been like such a weird social experiment watching like adults try to like, we put this in front of him, he's like, yeah, awesome, he just started painting.
Your son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, like in the dining room, we've been like, okay, you don't just eat the powders. Or like we had one woman, she just ate the cake, and she's like, well, it was just cake. She's like, she just thought everything was garnishes, and everyone was like, oh.
It's a canvas.
I'm like, no, like all the flavors are on the side. So that's been like kind of a fun but interesting like dessert to throw out there. And then we have a like a brownie based dessert. Again, the boy influence is probably way too much here. But that's got passion fruit, some local honey. It's Sugar Mama.
Yep.
Sugar Mama is where we get the honeys from. And then we're doing a bunch of different chilies, like smoked chilies with it as well. So lots of heat to go with this shit weather that we have outside right now. And then we go into we always do a chocolate bar. We serve around like a little tree. There's a ton of jokes that go along with that. In this case, this one is a fennel pollen crunch bar. Then we have a spice, like a garam masala spiced pumpkin jelly, and then we finish it with a little cookie kind of dedicated to an old friend that passed away of cancer. Her name's Sally, and then we always kind of change up the toppings on it. So I'm working on like a peach icing for it right now.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, this is great being your own kitchen. You can just experiment as much as you want. And Bruce, I met him off camera, but he didn't want to be a part of this. But
Yeah.
he's your son, who's almost 10.
Yep.
Now, does he participate at all?
I mean, like, well, he definitely eats a lot of food.
Yeah.
And
Lucky him.
So we're moving into this like bread and candle dish. We kind of pull it out every single winter, and where we make a candle out of beef fat, and we season it with like McCormick's mozzarella steak seasoning. But like he helps make the bread every single time
Oh.
now, and like we'll ask him like, hey, what do you think we should do for dessert next? And sometimes that's just where we get our inspiration from. And it's
Oh,
just
that's
like, Bruce, what do you
great.
think next? We just finished up a cinnamon toast crunch dessert.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's got his art gallery downstairs.
Yeah, he's got a little art gallery downstairs, so he sells his artwork here. And
Oh,
people
nice.
seem to like
Oh,
that.
is that his artwork? A couple of pieces on the wall here?
The one off to the side up here is definitely his. He's from when he was 3. One of my favorites, the blue one.
Oh, this here.
Yeah, it's a Father's Day gift from.
Daddy shares a big cupcake with me. Oh.
Looks exactly like it. It's like, the realism is just priceless.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so you've been in business 5 years.
Yep.
Any short-term, long-term? Are you guys set? Is what you're doing here cool?
Yeah.
And you're working? Just gonna keep working it?
Yep. That's the goal.
As long as we're physically able to.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would always like to do a cookbook at some point in time. Just 'cause
Okay.
I have an addiction to cookbooks, so like that'd be kind of a fun step. But finding time for it is like there's obviously my more priorities. Keeping this place working, making sure she's happy, making sure the boy's happy, and doing all
Yeah.
of his activities. So
And Nook,
yeah.
the name. How did you choose that name, Julie?
The space. I mean, it really, like, we were debating a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
It's a
even remember
small
what we
space
nailed it
between
down
spaces.
to. And if that's what it is.
It's a small space between spaces.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't want it to be too long or something you couldn't pronounce, or our last name is challenging enough.
Right.
So we figured we'd keep it short and simple. And it worked. I don't know. I'm the one who came up with it actually, but he was on the fence about it, and I think we decided years before we even opened.
Oh, yeah.
That was what
That was gonna be it.
Yeah. So.
So what are you making here?
They're just like a little it's a tweel, so it's like a little crispy cookie
Uh-huh.
that's gonna go on the dessert, the one with the brownie and everything.
Okay.
Which of course I break like always one, if not like all of them every single time I make a batch.
And so this is Monday,
yeah,
and you serve what days?
Wednesday through Saturday.
Oh, Wednesday through Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
And does everything get cooked here in this space, or
Yeah.
do you do anything?
There's some stuff like say like we get in, I don't know, like a ton of green beans. like we'll like clean them all, like watching football.
Okay, gotcha,
You know what I
gotcha,
mean?
yeah.
It's just the things that are actually cooked here, but the things that like if we could just like have like some mindless things,
Sure,
like
yeah.
picking parsley,
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
can just do while we're at our house, then we'll do
Or
those
taking
things.
like the tops off of carrots at like,
Okay.
after we go to the farmer's market, if we
Yeah.
don't need them, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'll
just
sit on the
like that.
picnic table at home and I'll hack off all the tops.
And it sounds like you guys live in the city?
Yep.
Okay, so you're not also farmers, that would be a lot.
I mean, we grow a lot.
Oh, you do?
We actually have a decent sized backyard.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
okay.
the city. A lot
So-
of fruit trees, I mean, we're still, oh, I wouldn't say we have a green thumb, that's for
No,
sure.
no, we're not good at it.
No.
Okay, but you grow some things, but you support a lot, it sounds like you support a lot of local markets and businesses,
Yeah,
so.
and how we kind of source things is probably different than most. Just
Yeah.
because like, we don't like, just like order like a bunch of stuff in cases come. Like we do that with like seafood or we do that with some meats. And like, but even like Vitruvian, like we're starting to work with them a little bit, but we want to like go to their store and like kind of pick stuff
Shop,
out
mhm.
instead of have them just ship us a case. We'd like to really see what we're working with more than anything else. So like, you know, if it's farmers markets, if it's grocery stores, if it's Asian markets, if
Yeah.
it's foraging, like it's just, we like to physically see what we're getting prior to, so.
Okay.
So summer is busy.
Summer's way too busy,
I
yeah.
think we probably go to, what, 2-3 farmers markets a week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depending, and then.
Well, and that's even, we're not even like driving to like Becker's or like, we go directly to some farms just cause,
Yeah, it's busier.
yeah.
yeah. My last question, and then I want to see if there's anything we haven't talked about that's important for you guys, but, you mentioned tasting restaurant, so.
Right.
So I'm from a small town, but I've been around the world.
Yeah.
I know of tasting rooms for
Yeah.
beer and wine, but I have not heard of a tasting restaurant.
Well,
so
so,
this
I
is a
mean-
thing that's.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like even like I don't know, like go to Chicago. There's probably a dozen of them now. That it's like you just walk in and it's one menu and that's all you're getting.
Well,
There-
a lot of times it's reservation only. You'll find them a lot more in the bigger cities. If
Yeah.
you look up in the Michelin Guide, if you see a lot of Michelin 3 and 2-star restaurants will be tasting menu only
Yeah.
restaurants. It is a
Okay,
thing.
so that's what that means. It's that you're not choosing off of a menu.
Yeah,
They
it's
have.
just, yeah, you're
Okay.
just sitting down. Well, and I mean, there's like you know the prefix menus like that, but when it like I feel like once you start
Occasionally.
expanding on courses, it becomes a tasting menu. So
Okay.
it's not like you're
Huh.
just coming in, you're getting an appetizer, an entree, dessert.
Right.
In this case, you're getting like 13
Yeah.
Yeah,
tastes of things.
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Which,
So
which we still end up serving people way too much food and costing them anyhow.
I'm
It's
sure
something
you.
we constantly work towards, not hurting people with food. Happy with food, not hurting with food. It's a struggle. It is my struggle.
Satisfied but not
I'm
stuffy.
a large person. Like I feel like this is what I want to eat. Sometimes that's not the right.
So, is there anything we haven't talked about, Nook, and you guys that you you would like to share? You'd like people to know?
I don't know.
I guess when you showcase like in each of your little articles, I mean, as far as bullet points, like just ambiance, food. I think what else would.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what
And
else
I'll
would
link.
say?
You guys have a website, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
we
link
do.
to your website, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like from an actual like staffing wise, like we have a very small staff. Like we have, you know, some of our servers have been with us from the day we opened. Like, so
Okay,
we're,
how
like
m-
they're very family to us, which is like I can't say that about every place I've ever worked.
How many people do you hire?
So we have 5 currently on staff.
Okay.
Um,
Does that go up in the summer, or no? Okay.
No, it's
No.
we're the most boring restaurant from the standpoint of like
we don't do like
Season.
Christmas Eve specials or like we don't do like fancy like New Year's Eve like 2 seating.
yeah, like graduation weekend is nothing different for us. Everybody
Okay.
else is like crazy and like, and we're just the same.
You're staying the
all year
course.
round.
I love it.
So it's the same staffing, it's the same.
We might get a
seating,
little
it's the-
festive with certain things here and there, but like.
Oh, but
some
but that's
holidays.
for fun purposes. Like, you know, we'll do like a Lucky Charms thing for St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
It'll be something silly like that.
Yeah, we'll do frosted sprinkle cookies for Christmas, the
Yeah.
Christmas month. But other than
Fruitcake. We like fruitcake.
Oh, love fruitcake.
Yeah. Do we still have fruitcake?
And so I'm going to come back in a couple days when you're doing a service.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another question popped into my head was, Have you had people book like 12 seats?
Yeah.
I would think that it would be like, so weddings, parties.
We had a few wedding rehearsals.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we had a couple wedding receptions. But that's just because everyone obviously was keeping things small
Yeah.
at the time. But yeah, I was trying to think like
No engagements yet.
no engagements. We're still waiting on
Not
one.
yet.
Someone teased us with one last week.
I know, that was bullshit.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, but there was a baby announcement once.
Yep.
Oh, how
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they both just were just bawling.
Yeah, I think they were struggling.
They were
to
great.
get pregnant,
They were
so.
super great.
Has there been, like, when you've done, so you've been doing this for 5 years, what's my question? My question is, are you surprised by, do people surprise you?
Oh my god, this place is a huge social experiment. Like
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like putting two random couples next to each other
Right.
and just seeing where like they connect is very interesting to watch. You know, like 12 tops. We could have a 12 top come in and they switched our music from hip hop to Disney music and they're doing a sing along. Or we have a 12 top that comes in because two people really love this place and the other 10 have never eaten at a restaurant like this in their lives, and they're like, they don't eat seafood, they don't eat vegetables, and they're like, oh my god, we're like, why are we throwing away everything tonight? Oh my god, why are these people not eating? And then the couple's all like, oh, well, I thought it was fun for my family to see this. You know, like you have just no idea what you're gonna get any single night.
Yeah. During COVID, when we did regular chairs or whatever,
We did
there'd
6
be
with
quiet
spacing.
nights, and it was quick. It went faster.
Yeah.
Not that we wanted it to. It was
No.
just more like it felt faster. I think for the diners too. But it's half as many people, so.
But I mean, we have people that come in here that are complete strangers and
Yeah.
leave,
Yeah.
and like
That's
they're
what I
like-
kind of wondered, yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're
so,
hanging out on the town the rest of the night together.
and 13 courses, how long are people here?
It's roughly between 2.5 to 3 hours. It just
Okay.
depends on the pace of the dining room.
Yeah. It all
Okay.
goes on their
Yeah.
pace. So.
So when the last person finishes their course, we start the next one.
Okay.
So, but typically it's, people probably finish up and, I mean, sometimes if everyone comes on time and starts on time, we're out of here by 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're out of here by like 9:30 and leave right away. Sometimes people will stay and chit chat afterwards.
So on a night, a service night, you've got your 12 patrons, you guys, Bruce is hanging out downstairs.
No, we have a nanny.
Oh,
so he's
okay,
at home.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And how many servers?
Two.
2, okay.
Yep.
So you rotate through,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been lovely. I'm sure every time when I'm done, I'm like, oh, I should have asked him that.
I mean,
But
you can always email or whatever.
Or if you see us in here, just pop in and be like,
yeah,
"How about
thank you,
this?"
thank you. So how, I do have one. Can you tell me about is this original
Yeah.
tin?
That's
Yep.
original.
Oh, how old is this space?
It is.
What do we say? It's like 115 now or something plus?
I think if I have to look it up on like that Madison property lookup, but I think
Okay.
it was like 1901 or 1905. I think it was.
Somewhere around. It's like
It's
all
over a
around
century
115.
old.
Yeah.
And do you know what its history was?
I mean, outside of, the developer,
Yeah.
supposedly there was a seamstress that was in here for a long, long time. And then when she retired, that's, I think, but I don't know beyond that. I have no idea.
I know
I feel
I-
like this was originally one space between the two.
Well, because the joists are.
Oh, yeah.
are throughout both place next door here too. And then technically this is a separate building from that one.
They connected them.
Right.
So
A stairwell. So
Okay.
behind this over here is like.
this whole place is a huge mess. Like all of
Yeah.
like the gas meters for everybody is in our basement.
Oh.
The hot water heater for the apartments upstairs are in
Is it the
that
barber's
one, but the
basement?
pipes all go through our space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like paint the pipes red because red means hot. That was for Bruce when he was, 4. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Did you do a lot of work in here?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did. Well, you
Yeah.
guys, this is a beautiful space.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have been walking, like I said, walking by for years, going like, what is this? And I just told a couple people I was coming to interview you, and they were like, oh, we've always wanted to go there. So
Nice.
maybe we can come before I leave. Anyway, yeah. Well, this has been lovely. Thank you for sharing so much time with
Yeah, again,
me.
if you have any
So
more questions, let us know, or if we think it's something.
thank you. And I'm going to pop by when you've got folks here for some photos in a couple of days.
Like I
Thanks,
said,
you
I
guys.
don't know if you're open on Saturday evening, but like, I feel like I know we have a lot of regulars, so I feel like most of them would be open to it.
Yeah.
We could call them the day before and ask them too, so that, I don't know, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Super cash, whatever. Yep.
Say we have like a photographer slash like
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
of course.
time.
Yeah.
Congratulations on what you've created.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
We love it.
Yeah, I can tell. Thank you.
Yeah.